Hey guys, how's it going? So today I wanted to take a look at another great survival knife that comes at a great price. This is the drop forged Survivalist from Cold Steel. It's very clearly modeled after their Recon Scout, which I actually just ordered. So I'll have a review of that coming soon. But this one is just one solid piece of 52-100 steel. It's a wicked good steel that's known for its excellent wear resistance and toughness. And obviously I don't want to call it, indestructible, but it'll definitely take a beating. It's an awesome high carbon steel that will take some serious abuse. And while it's hard to just compare different knife steels, a lot of people may actually prefer the 52-100 over 1075 or even 1095. Now this is a high carbon steel, so even with this gray Teflon coating, you may still see some rust develop over time. So you will want to care for this knife properly. And eventually, this coating may wear off, so especially when that happens. The blade itself is 8 inches long with an overall length of about 13 inches, and you can see that beautiful high flat grind and that awesome clip point. It's just a really classic shape that you'd see in a survival knife or, a combat knife. It's also got a 90-degree, sorry, don't mind that fly. It's also got a 90-degree spine, which will definitely strike your ferro rod. And let me just say that this blade is sharp. It's actually got to be one of the sharpest, if not the sharpest blade I've ever unboxed. My left arm is darn near bare, just because I had too much fun when I opened it. Now, whether or not it holds that edge has yet to be seen. And I apologize for being out of breath. I've been sick the last few weeks, so if I take a deep breath here and there, it's because, well, I haven't been able to breathe very well. But the handle is super comfortable to hold. Though being just solid steel, the shock absorption is probably going to be kind of minimal. So, if you plan on doing any chopping, you're really going to want to keep that in mind. But I'll say that it's not terribly uncomfortable. It's really not that bad, and I can really hug that guard with my hand and just get a great grip on there. And also with the contouring of that handle, I do love it. It feels really great in the hand. And I will also note that the guard has that kind of curved edge to it on the backside, as opposed to that 90-degree. That you'd see in kind of a two-piece guard and handle, which you do see on a lot of survival and combat knives. And I'm not going to say one's better than the other. It's kind of nice when you pick this up and hold it. You're like, oh man, that's actually really comfortable. And the only part of this knife that isn't really just one with everything else are just the scales here. Just kind of these textured, almost a skateboard-like texture, and that really does help with that grip. And the sheath, of course, is just that classic Cold Steel Secure X sheath. And the knife does fit very, very securely in it. As you can see, it does snap in place, which is kind of different from, say, the SRK, which is more of a tension fit. This one does snap into place, and it does take some pressure on your thumb to just get it out, but that's kind of minimal. I'm not too worried about that. Just keep that in mind. If you do pick this knife up, or if you're thinking about picking this knife up, it does take a little bit of pressure to get out. But again, not a big deal. I love their sheaths. Very few complaints. So overall, it's just really an excellent survival or combat knife, that'll last you a long time, provided you care for it properly. And I mean, Cold Steel is known for making some excellent outdoor knives, that really come at a great price. So this one doesn't surprise me at all. I really knew, exactly what I was getting into when I bought this. And of course, it didn't disappoint. It's got a little bit of weight to it, though. That's the one thing that surprised me, but it's solid steel. So what do you expect? Compared to, say, their SRK, this one does have some more weight to it. And I will obviously compare it to the Recon Scout as well. But I'm assuming this one's going to be heavier than, the Recon Scout as well. But it's not unmanageable. I really don't mind the weight. Definitely not unmanageable. But if you're going to carry it on your hip, just keep that in mind. But anyway, I do highly recommend this knife, and for around $60 to $65, it's a great value. So, and again, I do have that Recon Scout coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. And thanks again for watching. I will see you guys soon.